Let's talk music now. Smoke J. Lawrence is a testament to resilience and the transformative power of music. His musical education began early, largely influenced by his father, a dedicated pastor, Michelle Lawrence, who recognized his son's natural affinity for music. Now, this early exposure nurtured a deep appreciation for musicality in Smoke, who found solace and joy in the rhythms and melodies he could create. The simplicity yet profound expressiveness of the 12-bar blues provided him with a framework that would allow his emotions and life experiences to flow through his music. Smoke joins us now this morning to talk about how he became the man of the blues. Smoke J, very good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Brother, thanks for having us, man.
Good to see you, man.
Hi, great to see you too, man.
Thanks for injecting so much energy into the studio this morning. Let's talk about, how you first pick up the bass guitar and how that experience was like for you.
Yeah, but I was 4 years. Good morning to the listeners. I was 4 years old when my dad taught me how to play by ear.
Okay.
And my dad was preaching, so I would have like a 3-string acoustic guitar, but with bass strings. And I would follow him. And,
it was his guitar? Or?
No, it was one of the spare guitars he had. So he would play the guitar and preach. And I would follow him at 4 years old. And that's how my ear got developed. And also a lot of credit to my mother, because my mother's singing. I always tell her, when I voice my music, my guitar, it's voiced from my mother's voice as well.
So you basically come from a music family?
I would say I come from a music family, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then where did you go from there? At 4 you started training, and then did you do it professionally in terms of the training?
No, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't professional at all. In fact, soccer became my first love.
Oh, okay.
And I was, I played football from 15. But the guys said I played a bit and I was make up these songs. I can't remember much of that.
Yeah.
But long story short, I came to Johannesburg when my factory burned down in 2014. And it was a tough time. And I was selling chips and sweets at the public swimming pool in Edenvale.
Okay.
And I was making $100 a day. So I took my guitars and I was shy, so I would roll the doors down and I would fiddle, with my guitar, play my chord play for the people to come out to buy my chips and sweets. That was my plan. The Pied Piper was in my head. I'm going to get these people to buy my... And I made 1,000 rand. And I never sang in the shower. But I sang and I made 2,000 and I told my wife, well, this is it. I've been following music ever since. A lot has happened since then, yeah.
Oh, wow. And then when did you go professional?
I would say 2016. I started realizing that there was actually something. Okay. This, I started seeing that things change. I was watching it from the outside now, because especially when I got given the name by the late Alfred Nganyane, he gave me the name Smoke.
Yeah.
That was also...
How did that come about?
Well, I was playing with the band. I was a three guitarist, and I was like the worst guy that was watching these guys play. Wishing that they would tell me about these scales, and I would get the picture of it with a little house with a little piece extra, and I would fiddle. And the guy would say that your guitar's got a smoky taste.
Okay.
And then he said, your name's going to be Smoke. I begged him not to give me that name, because the last, the last photo I took in KZN was me holding my head, my factory burning. And all you could see was smoke. So I didn't want Smoke to be following me for the rest of my life. And I didn't want to tell them, so they mustn't feel sorry for me, Yeah, and it has stuck. And today it's my brand. It's my rainbow of hope.
Yeah, and speaking of brand, you've established the brand 12-bar blues. So how did discovering 12-bar blues impact your musicality and your music style?
Yeah, well, I heard the blues when I was in Standard 4 for the first time. My brother got a cassette, and I listened to this Bob Dylan. And I was fascinated by this guy singing. I thought it was a joke. Yeah. And as I listened, there was one song that caught me called Meet Me in the Morning. It was a 12-bar, I didn't know then, but that's the sound. Oh, right. And then my brother-in-law came from the States, late Shalae Stradham, may his soul rest in peace. He came with the cassette, B.B. King and Eric Clapton. And that was the sound, And
how did Bob Dylan's music then make you appreciate and understand music even more?
Well, Bob Dylan is my biggest, I'm his biggest fan. Yeah. Yeah. But the 12-bar blues in that song was that sound that I wanted, that connected with me. Okay. And then the blues, when I heard it, it was like, oh, that is connected to that. And then, then my life went into a mess. In 2009, I came out of rehab. And when I came out of rehab, I met my mentor, Andre Blackjack van der Bijl. He was playing at the music shop at the Pavilion in Durban, Westville.
Yes.
And I heard the sound. We just come out of church, and my wife was taking me to go and have lunch. And I heard the sound, and I followed that sound. And I found this guy sitting there and playing the acoustic. And he said to me, "Can you play?" And it was packed, the music shop. And I said, "Yes, I can play, but I couldn't really play." And he said, "Get a guitar." And I pointed, "That's the guitar I'm going to be playing today. Her name is Fire." And then I took her off the wall and I played it. Everybody clapped. And he said, "This is a UBB King." That's what he said.
What?
I asked him many years later, "But how was it?" Because I'm puzzling even now. How was that playing?
Yeah.
He said, "Man, it was terrible." And he's my mentor till today, man. Yeah.
Oh man, that is cool. So what are some of the lessons that you learned from him, that he imparted in you, that you will forever take with you?
Brother, this is too much to mention. I am be on the call, if it's not every second day, every third day now, because it's kind of given me a place to grow.
Right.
Everything that man talks about, just life and the challenges I was having. I was bringing all my challenges, and he would analyze it, ask me questions on the phone, and give me the answer. And that man has never been wrong.
Right.
I'm a stubborn type. I was a stubborn type of a guy, but now I listen to everything he says.
Right. Smog, lovely chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for joining us. And we certainly cannot wait to hear the music that you guys produce. And you did say earlier on that you will also be singing a song paying tribute to the Naledi 5, the 5 children who died as a result of food poisoning. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me,
Great
brother.
stuff. Well, Smog J. Lawrence talking to us about how he allowed himself to connect with his music on a personal level.